In this video, we're going to show you how to install the throttle position sensor on your Jeep Grand Cherokee located on top of your engine. To remove our ground terminal here, we're going to use a 13 millimeter on the nut side and a 13 millimeter on the bolt head side. Go ahead and loosen that. Give that a wiggle. Pull that off and set it aside. With your hood open, I'm going to go ahead and come over here. We're going to use our flathead screwdriver, loosen the hose clamps on this here. I'm going to go ahead and pop this off. Go ahead and set that aside. Now on the air box itself on the top here, there's going to be two 10 millimeter bolts. There's one down right underneath here, and then there's one right on the passenger side in the same location. Our particular model vehicle, these are missing, but you would use a 10 millimeter socket to go ahead, loosen and remove both of these bolts. Once you have those loosened and removed, come on right here, and there's a vacuum tube. Simply pop that off. On the back side by the throttle body here, there is another hose clamp. Use your flathead screwdriver, loosen that clamp. You can lift up on this here. Pull that off of the throttle body. Go ahead and set that aside. On the side of the throttle position sensor here, there is a connector. And there's a little tab on the bottom, so you want to pinch that tab in. You want to grab that connector and wiggle that off. Never pull on the wires. I'm going to go ahead and use a T25 Torx bit to go ahead, loosen and remove both of these screws. Now we're going to remove these screws here. Now you want to pay attention to this here because there is a slight spring load on these here normally. So once you break it free, it naturally wants to spring backward. Okay, and it's very important when we go to install the new component. So you want to go ahead and pay attention to the two little tabs here. And we need to turn that back, put it onto the little blade sticking out. And when you turn this, you should feel some sort of resistance. It should actually want to spring backwards, so you know that you got that in the right position. Go ahead and take one of your screws, line that up, we'll get that started. Go ahead and get that back screw started. Now we can go ahead and snug those down. And once that bottoms out, just give it a little bit more. It doesn't have to be super tight. You just want to make sure that those are snug. All right, it's bottomed out just a little bit more. Now at this point here, go ahead and take your electrical connector, line that up, and then push that on. You're going to hear it and feel it snap into place. I'm going to go ahead and line up our upper intake. Our rubber O-ring goes around that throttle body there. Work that back and on. Go ahead and tighten down this clamp right here. And once you have this snug, go ahead and pop on the vacuum tube on the side right here. Now on either side of your air box, you're going to have those 10 millimeter bolts. Go ahead and install those there. There's one right down below here and one on the passenger side. And we went ahead and sourced a bolt there. And you just want to make that nice and snug, not super tight, but just enough to lock it into place. Go ahead and repeat this process for the passenger side. Install your air intake tube here. Once you have that installed, go ahead and snug down the hose clamps. You want to make sure that these are fully seated up against the air box and then over here as well. Once we're done here, go ahead and install your ground terminal on the battery. Now, if you have any check engine light codes, you want to go ahead and clear those before you go ahead and take this for a road test. At that point there, you're all set. You use a 13mm wrench to hold the head side of the battery bolt. And let's go ahead and snug this down.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.